Hi, I'm Augustus. I'm working on becoming the next President of the United States. I'm standing here on the grounds of the Florida State Capitol in Tallahassee because this is where the pulse of the Sunshine State, and perhaps the future of our country, should be strongest. We are standing in the shadow of two buildings, the historic 1845 Capitol with its candy-striped awnings, and the modern 22-story tower that rises behind it. One was built for a simpler time. The other was built for power. But for far too many Floridians, these halls have become a black hole, a place where the voices of the masses go in, but only the interests of the rich and well-connected come out. Today is day 6 of my 50+1 Capitals tour. My plan seems obvious to me and necessary, but behind me in the halls of power, and perhaps for other presidential candidates, it could be considered radical. The plan is to visit every capital in this country, including Honolulu and Juneau, over the course of a total of about 60 days. Not to give motivational speeches, but to listen to the people, and hopefully to truly hear what problems the general public need fixing. Florida is a state of incredible diversity and unyielding spirit. It is a land where the rolling hills and canopy roads of the Panhandle give way to the spring-fed rivers of the north, the sprawling citrus groves of the heartland, and finally to the neon energy of Miami and the fragile wonders of the Everglades. And we can't forget the sun-drenched archipelago that is the Florida Keys. Florida has always been the front line of the American experience. To lead, one must respect the heritage of the cracker country and the vibrant multilingual pulse of the South Coast. To be the leader of the whole country, you have to actually know the whole country. You have to breathe in the crisp fall air of the Northeast, feel the heat and the humidity in the South and Southwest, and stand in awe on the Great Plains. You need to admire the magnificent views of the Pacific Coast Highway, cross the mighty Mississippi, and traverse the passes of the rugged and majestic Rockies. You cannot lead a people you do not know, and you cannot know the people from inside a speeding motorcade, a high-flying jet, or a gilded office. Having lived in 7 states and visited all 50 states at least once before, I feel I have a glimmer of understanding of who the people of the United States truly are. But you can never stop learning. So I'm visiting each state again, and I plan to do this over and over again during the course of my campaign and during my presidential term. Now you might be thinking, who is this guy? Why him? As I said, I'm Augustus. I was born in New York State 64 years ago. Like you, I've spent much of my life working. I've seen presidents and Congresses come and go. I've seen industries rise and fall. And I've watched as the people who keep this nation functioning are treated like sheep or cattle, as resources, not people. But is he qualified, you may be wondering? The Constitution says I am. The more important question is, what do you think makes a candidate qualified? For me, a qualified candidate is one who fights for the people. Think about the people who currently meet in the Florida legislature behind me and in the Washington, D.C. halls of Congress. How many of them are qualified? How many of them are actively working to make your lives better? It seems to me that many representatives have forgotten the primary requirement of the job, remembering who they represent. They shouldn't represent the lobbyists. They shouldn't represent their party, and they definitely should not represent the ultra-rich. Your representatives, including the President of the United States, should work for you, period. I stand for the people, not for corporations that treat their employees like line items, not for the ultra-rich who view the law as a suggestion, and not for the special interests who believe that everyone else should live the way that the special interests think they should. I still believe in the America our founders envisioned, a land of opportunity and freedom, not where we find ourselves now, in a land of glass ceilings and locked doors. Why consider an unconventional, unaffiliated candidate like me? Maybe it's because you're exhausted. You're sick of being forced to choose between generic candidate A and generic candidate B, two sides of the same coin, twin men and women born of different mothers. Maybe it's because you want to be able to support someone who not only sees the United States as a beacon of hope rather than a global punchline, but for someone who also has the will to push for the laws and policies that will get us shining brightly on that hill once more. The motto of this state is, "In God we trust." It's a profound statement of faith, but it's time we, the people's representatives, earned that trust back. Trust in our laws, our economy, and our daily lives. I'm headed to Montgomery, Alabama tomorrow. I have many miles and many state capitals ahead of me. If you see me on your state house steps, don't just take a picture. Come over and say howdy. Tell me what's keeping you up at night. Tell me what you want for your children. I'm Augustus, and I'm here to listen. I'll see you on the steps where you live. Waiting for a truck.